Hi guys, we're back on Flexi. So if we press Ctrl T, fast fetch is installed, then it will say SDE Flexi. Flexi is a desktop based on DWM, created by me, but created via the help of Beckaby. Beckaby is the developer of Tusk. He has a DWM Flexi patch, a script that you can use, that I can use, that anybody can use. And on the desktop here is the DWM Flexi patch, and the URL is this one. All you need to do is git clone from this URL and then run a script and scal and reboot. Gone, right? Everything is then the way you're looking at this point in time. Alt-N variety is providing wallpapers. You know that we have something called var, and var is actually overwriting the configuration Super X, or let's maybe try Super Shift X. Log out, log out. It's virtual machine, it's always slower, right? So try it out on real metal if you think it's good. So Alt-N is gonna grab wallpapers I've never seen before. I see no God up here, right? These wallpapers are coming from Wallhaven. Now we have a nice design. We have a Super Enter, we have a Super Ctrl Alt Enter, there's a Super T, and there's a Super Q and a Super Shift Q, and everything works. Super T is maybe interesting, and Super Shift T is also interesting. But then you need to learn about DWM. We have 30 videos about DWM in a playlist, but it's all in the desktop. Here, DWM Flex patch, it's here, right? Anything you need needs to be investigated by you, and the best way is to choose an editor. In my case, I'll choose Sublime Text, and I'll drop the complete folder in here, make it a little bit bigger, delete this one, and then you start reading. So there is an auto start. This DWM starts with a file, and it does this and does that and does that. So if you don't like this, for instance, you can say, all right, I'll just put a hashtag in front of it, done, and it's not gonna load up. Variety, same thing. So run is a little function up here, and it just makes sure that variety is only launched once, or XFCE4 Power Manager is started only once. That's the idea of the run thing. PyChem is transparency, Ctrl T, but Ctrl Alt O, it's gone. Ctrl Alt O is back, right? So sometimes we need to kill PyChem, so the PyChem toggle is there. We create a certain folder, Flexi folder, on your system, and in there is the sexy hotkey daemon. So if you say, I'd like to change some things, well, you can change it here, there's no problem, you can change it here, but then you need to rebuild it, because it's in the tilde, so home directory, .config flexi sexy hotkey daemon. So me personally, I probably will change it here, and I'll build it again, build custom flexi, because here is gonna copy paste over the sexy hotkey daemon. Try to read the code, and then you see copy verbose, so you know what's he doing. Copy this file to config flexi, and it's overwritten. So if you run this, you overwrite your own settings. Might be not what you want, right? So auto start, same thing. It's auto start. If you change things here, great. Then you build everything, because that's essential to know the config dev h. That's the configuration for DWM, but right, it needs to be built. Each time you change something, you need to build it again, and that's why we've made something very easy. Rebuild, make, clean, make, sudo make install, and clean it up again, so we don't have files in here that we say, what's this, right? We don't need those. So it is really worth looking at a few videos, if not all videos, 30 videos about DWM, because it's all the same, whether we call it Flexi or Maxi or Mini, whatever, right? It's DWM changed there is some transparency, and there is this extra thing here, there's this tray. If we go over something, if we do, for instance, Ctrl+F here, and we go over here, we see this, and if we go over here, we see that. So the tag preview. There are patches inside. I've made decisions, you make different decisions. And it's all about learning how this system from Beckaby works. And you have to look at a few videos, only 2 I think, so it's not that much, because it's not that difficult either, right? But this is essential. Building it again, take a look at what happens here. It's going to copy paste, it's going to delete things, going to make a directory, going to write to a certain directory, see that you don't overwrite your own settings. And then we're going to git clone this sys monitor up here, so we have some time, and for me personally, date and time is the only thing I need, because Ctrl+Shift+Escape, there is my memory and there's my CPU, or Ctrl+Alt+End, here is btop, I know how old everything is gonna be, or things like that, right? Just type sensors, you know exactly how hot everything is, if we're not on VirtualBox. Enfin, so there is a lot to read. Yeah, that's true. There's also something interesting to decide upon. This is the configuration file, and these are the names. These are interesting things. What I do is Ctrl+F, and then open up the patches, the P, patches.h, and I do find. Then I read. So this patch saves, it's always the other way around. I always think this one is that text, it's the other way around. So the text above is about this one. This patch adds rounded corners to client windows in DWM. You need to uncomment the corresponding line in config mk. Watch out, config mk. You have to open something up. LXX, and I think I've already done that for you at some point in time. Here he is, right? Uncomment this for the rounded corner patch. Okay, fine, sure, all right. Then you do a 1, 0 is false, 1 is true, save. But you can reboot all you want, nothing will happen. You need to rebuild it. It's actually the application DWM or ChatWM, in this case Flexi, that's gonna rule your system. That's basically the desktop, and we build it each time over and over again, because when we do build custom Flexi, we are going to rebuild this. And if we're going to rebuild this, we're going to run this. So it's going to check out the dev version there, and it's going to build it and install it in your user share X sessions. Okay, I think I've explained the most essential things. Flexi Patch Finalizer is something to clean everything up afterwards. We can do a separate video for that. Okay, so let's take a look at those rounded corners. Super, Shift Enter. Maybe first go to the settings and have a little bit of fun. So this is the patches. And the config is here. Nope, the config is there. So we have here the rounded corners patch, border pixel is 3, border pixel of the windows, corner radius 10. Sure, the settings are okay. So take a look at the hard corner here. All right, it's not rounded at all. Each time anything you change, back in here, go in here, click terminal, and say rebuild me this. That's all you need to do, rebuild. Or no, my mistake, not rebuild, build custom Flexi, and part of that is rebuild. This is where I would always start with. It's gonna check the packages, those are all installed, and it's not long, but it's installed. So how was it again? Was that time and then build? Let's see. It takes 6 seconds to build this desktop. Super, Shift X, log out, OK. Super X works too. Let's have a look. Did we change anything? Super, enter, super, enter, super, enter. Maybe you don't see it, but I do. It's a little bit rounded. Now we have rounded corners, but I guess not everywhere, because this one does not seem to be rounded at all. It depends. Let's see. Alt N. It is a little bit of light. There's some light thing in here. It is rounded, but it's a hidden part, a hidden transparent little, here you see it clearly, transparent corner there. So, not a fan. Fine, cool. Desktop. Go back. Go to the config.fh. No, not that one. Patches.fh. Rounded corner. Package. Each time again, right? Again and again. Open it up. Save it. Go back to this super queue. That super queue. That super queue. Rebuild it. Well, I always say it wrong. Build custom flexi. The difference maybe, well, rebuild is actually just rebuild of flexi, and all the rest, if you did it once, if you built custom flexi once, that means that all these files are where they're supposed to be. If all the files are where they're supposed to be, the only thing you need is build DWM, right? So rebuilding is okay, and it's just flexi that you're doing. Super X, log out, and we're going back in, and done. These borders are gone again. So super shift control alt enter and super shift enter, and let's take something brighter, but you see already that the corners are fantastic. And you don't see the clock anymore, right? The clock is gone. I put a hashtag in front of it, so it's not gonna start. Now there's so many more things you can change, colors and so on. I like these Japanese numbers here, but you can put back 1, 2, 3, 4 till 9, or A, B, C, or Dev, Web, and so on. It's just some letters to change. Some beautiful icons, and guess what? Already done that, right? It's already in the code. So config.fh, but it's a lot of code. This is way longer, 1,700 lines. But gradually, right, you'll find the things you need, and here are the tags. So I just deleted the 1, 2, 3, and I copy pasted the code that we have on chat.wm, DWM. And you can change it again. The things that were on Qtile, web, www, and dev, and what all these names, right? Doesn't matter. You can change it, and then the default tags, of course, are used now. Okay, I hope this might interest you. We have here now a different kind of layout. That's the thing up here. Layout changes. There are so many layouts possible, so have a look at all those. It's for me as well a discovery, because Flexi patch is not from me, it's from Backaby, from Dusk, and this is the result. This is what you can do with it. So there you go. Have fun learning about DWM and enjoy. Cheers.